Good evening and welcome to night 2 of our Legends Never Die show. 5 more amazing matches planned for you here this evening, including a huge main event between Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. Also tonight, Dusty Rhodes, Roddy Piper. We're going to see Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude, and a very old school English match as well. And here we go to starting the night off with a match between two classic Mexicans, Hector Garza versus Perro Aguayo. Hector is one with the red trunks, Perro in the all-black attire. Should be a fun little match, this one. Both from Mexico. I wouldn't class them as the sort of cruiserweight style, I would imagine. They're much more standard American. I don't know. What do you call not cruiserweight style in Mexico? Heavyweight style? I don't know. Well, they're not luchadors, should we say? But I'm sure they'll still have some very athletic maneuvers in their arsenals. There's a nice drop kick there to the thigh of Perro Aguayo by Hector Garza, who's looking pretty strong to start things off here now into the headlock. Just wrench him back. Garza drops a boot on the arm of Perro Aguayo now. Wrenches that arm back into the arm breaker. So 5 more matches planned for you here this evening. We've got this one, of course, Mr. Perfect versus Ravishing Rick Rude up next. Then we've got Rollerball Mark Rocco going up against Kendo Nagasaki. We've got Roddy Piper versus Dusty Rhodes. Before our main event of the evening, Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Benoit. And I will address the Benoit situation a little bit later on. Because I know some people always ask the same question about me using Benoit. But, yeah, it's a tricky one. I mean, if you've watched stuff like Dark Side the Ring and that, you'll know the full story and that sort of stuff. And it's a very delicate situation. But we'll address it later on. Let's not take away from the match we have right now in front of us. As Hector Garza working over Perro Aguayo here. Sprung off the ropes. Nice hip toss there by Aguayo. Garza goes for a clothesline and completely misses. And Garza's looking pretty strong here now. There's a nice clothesline to the back. There's the boot in the gut, and now Hector taking Perro Aguayo up into the powerbomb. And he's going to head up to the top rope now as well. High risk, will it be high reward? In with the... Wow. It's like a corkscrew sort of moonsault, but either way, Aguayo saw it coming and got himself out of the way. As Garza there with a tilt-a-whirl slam. Oh, nice dragon screw. Pero este mal. And a clothesline over the top to the outside. And Aguayo is looking here. I said this earlier on. They might not be luchadors, but they both have some very athletic maneuvers in their arsenals, and that is one of them. As the battle now commences on the outside. Boot in the spine. Aguayo in for the pin. 1. Oh, he had his feet up on the ropes. Referee didn't see it, but Hector Garza was able to kick out. Anyway, nice flapjack. Can't beat a good flapjack. As Aguayo takes control. Nice running hip attack into the corner. Boots into the chest of Hector Garza as well. Drop in a leg drop. I must admit, I don't know a huge amount about these two, so let's have a quick look at, see what we can find. Perro Aguayo Ramirez passed away in 2015. Mexican luchador, worked a lot in AAA as well as CMLL, and then went back to AAA for a large period of time. Of course, was trained by his father, also Perro Aguayo. Well, both their real names are Pedro, actually, but their ring names are Perro. His actual full name is El Hijo del Perro Aguayo, which is, in English translation, is the son of Perro Aguayo. And, of course, he was part of the Los Perros del Mal, as you can see on his shirt, which I don't know what that translates into, to be honest. Let's see if it translates into English here. The Evil Dogs, that's what it is. Translated. And then, of course, Hector Garza is a well-known name in the world of wrestling, especially in Mexico. He retired back in 1992. No, he never. Did he? Yeah. I'm lost. Is that right? No, it's not right at all. We didn't start wrestling until 92. What am I on about? Retired in 92. As this match goes flying onto the outside. Yeah, AAA. There was a little bit of TNA work in 2004 as well. Part of the same group, Perros del Mal. He was the CMML champion in 2011 as well. Did some work in WCW as well. I didn't realise that, to be honest. He challenged Steven Regal for the television championship. He made his WCW debut in '97 at the Bash of the Beach, where he and Juventud Lismac Jr. defeated La Parka Psychosis and Villano. Wow, big double foot stomp. In the fall of 1997, Hector Garza scored a victory over Scott Hall, one of WCW's most prominent heels at the time. The victory was played off as a fluke, and Hall defeated Garza 2 weeks later in just over a minute to follow up on the storyline. When the Latino World Order was formed in late 1998, Eddie Guerrero, Garza, and Rey Mysterio joined. So, yeah, Hector Garza did quite a lot of work. So he directed a bit of WCW as well as, he's professional World Wrestling Federation as well. So he's part of WWF for a short period of time due to the working arrangement. Was that Royal Rumble? Yeah, 97 Rumble. I remember that one. That was a mad Rumble. That was with loads of random AAA wrestlers in it. That was pretty fun, that was. And the funny thing about that is, in that Rumble match, it was a 6-man tag, and Hector Garza teamed with El Canek and Perro Aguayo. which is the father of the Paraguay. He's currently facing now in the ring here in SWE. And unfortunately, Hector Garza left us in 2012. His son is Humberto... No, not Humberto Garza. Humberto Carrillo. Is that his son? Hang on a minute. I might have this completely wrong. No. No, his nephew is... Yeah, no. No, his nephews are Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, not sons. Okay. He does have a son. He doesn't have a Wikipedia page. But yeah, his nephews are currently Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, who are both currently working for WWE, of course. So there's a lot of family lineage. Lineage. I can't talk at the moment, you know, as you do. So a very good back and forth match so far between these two. And there's the big moon. I don't know if he got that. I don't think he got that, to be honest. I don't think he did. Hector Garza continuing the assault now with Aguayo in the corner. Now drops to the outside. This has been a cracking match to start things off so far. Nice running drop kick. Aguayo sending Hector Garza back into the ring. Big boot into the spine. Heading up now to the top rope. Looking for that double foot stomp once again and hits it again. Will that be enough to get the victory over Hector Garza? It's not. It's still only a 2 count. Wow. These two are going for it. They're still in the night already at this point in time. Nice springing. Aguayo back into the ring now by Garza, who drops into the pin now with a 1, 2. He's got his feet up on the ropes. Lie, cheat, and steal. Nice snap suplex by Aguayo. Front chancery. Hector Garza now sending Aguayo to the outside, and Garza's getting right in his face and taunting. I don't think that's going to go down too well. Into the Northern Lights suplex. And now taunting back. It's been quite a long match to start the show off, hasn't it, really? We're over the 10-minute mark, I would imagine, here. Paraguay dropping the knee in the face of Hector Garza. Before now locking in the chin lock. Paraguay is literally dominating this match at this point in time. Look how much Hector Garza has been busted open. There's only so much longer he can go with this as Aguayo now heads up to the top. Looking for the senton, but Hector Garza moves out the way. Oh, this is a brutal, brutal match, this one. Absolutely brutal. There's the leg drop by Paraguay Jr. In with a pin is still not enough. Drop neck first across that top rope. Nice belly to belly slam. And the referee telling Aguayo to back away while he checks Hector Garza. And Aguayo's having none of it. He's heading up to the top. He wants to finish this match off with a victory. There's that big back senton from the top rope. And another back senton as well. There's the pin for the 1, 2, and 3. And there we go. Hio del Perro Aguayo, which I've probably been pronouncing incorrectly the whole way through this, with the victory. In what was a very hard-fought match between both of these guys. But it seems like Perro Aguayo's not done here at all either. He wants to continue the assault. He does, with the boots into the chest of Hector Garza. Wow, okay. Well, who knows? We might end up seeing more of these two in the ring. It's not the plan, but when stuff like that happens and we have such a good match, you never know. And here we go. Ravishing Rick Rude versus Mr. Perfect. Two fantastic, fantastic wrestlers of the early 90s, late 80s. Well, in mid 90s and late 90s, I suppose, with Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig as well. I suppose just like a lot of those guys in the WF in the early 90s, the move to WCW wasn't the most ideal thing for them, but when he... yeah, I think it happened to a lot, didn't it? I mean, Bret Hart was one of the big ones. I mean, leaving WF against WCW. Obviously, we just ruined his... Well, I say ruined his career as such. They didn't know how to use him. That's the problem. They picked up all these sort of people, and they just did not know how to use them. Hennig now launching Ravishing Rick Rude over the shoulders. Big boot. Nice boot in the spine as well. And Hennig, Mr. Perfect. Somebody I would like to see more of as well in the future, because I feel like he could be a fantastic asset for this universe. Really was a fantastic wrestler. I do plan on having him part of our Battle of Los Angeles to crown our first SWE champion in this universe mode. That'll be next weekend. I'm not sure yet. There's potential I might squeeze an extra show in the middle, but I'm not sure because I'm running short on time at this point in time, so I might not. But we'll see how it goes. Weird noise outside. I think it's aliens. Anyway, Hennig sending Ravishing Rick Rude crashing to the outside below. Nice elbow right in the knee there by Hennig on Rude, who blocks the chop, and a strike himself. Both guys re-enter the ring as Hennig taking Rude over the shoulders and crashing down. Mr. Perfect now, Curt Hennig bringing Ravishing Rick Rude up. So next up we do have a very old school English match that is probably going to pass the majority of people by. We're going to see Rollerball Mark Rocco versus Kendo Nagasaki. Both big names of World of Sport in the 50s, 60s, 70s, whenever it was. And really interesting characters that really started the UK wrestling scene out. As there's the perfect plex, and there's the victory for Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig. Wow, okay, that was quicker than I thought that was going to be. And the loss for the ravishing one himself, Mr. Rick Rude. So yeah, that match has come up now then. I was talking about in the future, but it's come up now, and we're going to see a bit of respect here, maybe. Perfect offering the handshake, and Rude does take it. Ravishing Rick Rude does accept the handshake, and great respect shown by these two legends. And here we go then, we are underway. Rollerball Mark Rocco versus Kendo Nagasaki. I know what you're thinking, Kendo Nagasaki just looks like a weirdly plain generated wrestler, but it's actually not a bad core, to be honest. That's actually the sort of attire he used to wear, and this, like I said, this is a long time ago. Long time ago. When was this then? So he was born in 41. Kendo Nagasaki in his early career. World of Sport was 1971 debut. But he did go around the world. He had a tour of Canada and the US working for Stu Hart, which was pretty good. Also battled against Shirley Crabtree, Big Daddy, who someone will be seeing tomorrow on another one of our shows. He did actually eventually unmask in Wolverhampton, but I think he ended up just remasking and using the same sort of gimmick over and over again for different matches around the world, just remasking and being unmasked and that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And he's one of those sort of ones. Actually says here as well that he's said to be looking for a young wrestler to pass his powers on to. In June 2007, he signed a deal with London-based LDN Wrestling. So yeah, it looks like it's the sort of thing he was looking at doing, was passing the character on to a younger wrestler, continue on with. I don't believe that ever happened, unfortunately. But we've done this because this is one of the matches where Kendo was actually unmasked, and that was by Rollerball Rocco, who is a UK wrestler. Of course, he's showing an American attire. But let's have a quick look on Rollerball Rocco. Rollerball Mark Rocco is an English professional wrestler. Also actually wrestled under the Black Tiger gimmick, which was something that was later taken on by Eddie Guerrero. And they had a tag team and a feud with Kendo Nagasaki. In 1987, they teamed up before they eventually broke. They then obviously feuded against each other, which led to the one of the unmaskings of Kendo Nagasaki. It was pretty good. I think Rocco most recently, yes, it actually says here, yeah. Rollerball Rocco in 2012 was one of the mentors on TNA's British Boot Camp. If everyone watching that weird show, that was an interesting one. Yeah, so two very old style British wrestlers. I don't think we'll see much of them in the future, but it just seemed like a nice place to really introduce them to some people that have not really seen them before. I'm assuming the Americans have probably never really heard of either of these two. Maybe Rollerball Rocco because of that little run as the trainer in Impact. Nice elbow drop there by Rollerball Mark Rocco. Into the pin on Kendo Nagasaki. It's only a 2 count. Wow, Rollerball Rocco had a match against the Dynamite Kid. Also matches against the likes of Robbie Brookside. A lot of names that a lot of English wrestling fans will like know. Fit Finlay as well. Rocco now nice. Little suplex. You can always tell the older sort of stuff. You can always tell an old wrestler by his mustache. It's one thing I've noticed a lot by making these videos, is that older wrestlers do have some pretty good mustaches going on. Can't beat a good mustache. Nice neck breaker there by Rocco. Gets kicked away though by Kendo Nagasaki. Nice back elbow. Into the belly-to-belly slam. There's the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. And the battle between these two commences. Kendo Nagasaki bringing Rollerball. Rocco back up. Nice running crossbody. Pin by Kendo. And there's the win for Kendo Nagasaki against Rollerball Mark Rocco. Wow. I mean, I don't know how many times we're ever going to see these guys out and about, but there we go. They've had a little run around. Will we see them in the future? Possibly. We might do like a little World of Sport special at some point for the old school British fans to enjoy. And we could see these two again. But I mean, it's down to you guys. Well, if there's anyone that really jumps out that you want to see more of, then let us know, of course. But there we go. Good victory by Kendo Nagasaki. Rollerball Mark Rocco not happy at all with that loss. Right, here we go then. This was a big match. We saw a lot of these two in the past, and two absolutely fantastic wrestlers. Big names in history as well, who really influenced a lot of other wrestlers moving forward as well, which is really good to see. There's a kitty on the floor. Hello, kitty on the floor. Been looking forward to this match for a while, actually. It's probably one of the ones that will really shine out of this weekend, I think. As Piper gets around the back of Dusty. Dusty, switcheroo. And Piper able to break free with that cheeky little snapmare. Dusty now rolling Piper through. Great sort of wrestling ability from these two. Didn't really expect this match to start off hold to hold, to be honest, but there we go. Piper sending Dusty to the outside. And both these guys are pretty rough and tumble. I think both of them will do well on the outside and utilizing the environment to their advantage. Piper now dragging Dusty along. Dusty with the big elbows in the gut. And Dusty escapes back into the ring. Oh, nice big clothesline in the corner there by Piper on Dusty. Don't think we've still got a big main event here for you this evening. Of course, that big match between Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. As Piper with the big strikes and clubbing blows to the back of Dusty. Big double axe handle, and once again, Dusty drops hard. And Piper, famously, we know Piper is, of course, from... Yes, you got it right there, from Canada. There's something about wrestlers coming from Canada that just get given... Well, I won't say given. They've obviously got family lineage from these places, but they end up with sort of other nationalities, don't they? It's a weird old world, isn't it, the way that it works? Quick little roll up here by Dusty. Not enough. Dusty now bringing Piper back up to his feet once again. Sprung off the ropes, and both guys go face to face. As Dusty with the big chops and striking down Piper. Dusty now taking Piper up into a pile driver. Wow. Big, impactful move. Piper switching things around now with a running bulldog from the corner. And Piper now on the back of Dusty into the sleeper hold. Will this be enough to put Dusty out and win the match? It is. Dusty's out. Dusty is out and Piper gets the win. Wow. That is a huge, huge result there for Roddy Piper over Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes. There we go then. Victory for Roddy Piper over Dusty Rhodes. Where am I? I'm just updating the rankings as we go along. Roddy Piper with a win. And Dusty Rhodes with a loss. Oh, I put 10 losses by mistake. There we go. There we go. Sleeper hold was enough for Piper to get the win. And there he is then, Roddy Piper, your victor here in this classic battle. Let's move on to our next match of the evening. What match was that? Was that match... we main event time? We are main event time. My brain stopped working there. We're main event time. And here we go then, main event time. Now, I did say earlier on the night I was going to address the Chris Benoit situation about why I booked him in this show. And it's a tricky one. I mean, we all know what happened. If you don't know what happened, it's a simple Google search. But we all know what happened. And for me... the guy was a fantastic wrestler, and from watching various documentaries, including stuff like Dark Side of the Ring, for me, it's a difficult one because, for me, I feel like Benoit was let down. I know that sounds absolutely crazy to be defending this guy, but I feel like he was let down by the WWE especially. I mean, he was not in a good place. Mentally and physically, he was not in a good place for a long, long time. And they should have foresaw that, and they should have offered him help. And I know it's a very common complaint with WWE is that they don't have the health of their wrestlers as a priority. And I feel like in this case, that probably was the case. Benoit was doing fantastically well for them. He was earning them money, was putting on fantastic shows. But yeah, it's difficult. It really is difficult because I'd say what he did was horrific. I can't defend what he did at all. But I don't feel like that was the same Benoit that we saw in the ring. I mean, Chris Benoit is one of the best wrestlers in history. No doubt about it. Absolutely incredible performer. And what he did was terrible. Like I said, I don't want what happened outside the ring to take away from what he did inside the ring and vice versa. But yeah, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I've always looked at it, I just don't feel like he was of sound body and mind. I feel like WWE should have seen that and they should have given him the help he needed. And they never did. And eventually, he went full psycho, I suppose. I mean, if you look at the autopsy and stuff like that, the guy had brain damage. He was in his 40s and had the brain of an 86-year-old with Alzheimer's or dementia, whichever it was. And he was in such a bad place for the amount of head trauma he'd taken across his life. Then with the emotional trauma of losing Eddie as well, it was a real tough time. And again, not defending what he did, but I don't feel like it was the same person that we all enjoyed watching in the ring, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'll stop with that now. We'll just appreciate what we've got in the ring now. Like I said, I would like to use both of these again in the future, but I know the Benoit one is one that a lot of people will be either up or down. They'll ask their questions about it, but like I said, that's the way I've always looked at it. I've always wanted to sort of showcase the best wrestlers in history, and that's exactly what these 3 days are all about. Eddie now with a neck breaker on Benoit. Eddie rolling Benoit through. Oh, nice kick there by Eddie, taking Benoit down. Eddie now wrenching back at the arm. keeping Benoit grounded. And now Eddie heading up to the top. Is he feeling froggy? No, he's not. He's feeling Phoenix splashy, but completely misses it. Benoit, nice clothesline, taking Guerrero down. A second to take Guerrero down again. Into the kick. Benoit now just staring down at the grounded Guerrero. Guerrero now caught him in the front chancery, but Benoit able to break free now, catches him with a butterfly suplex. Into the sharp shooter there by Benoit. Benoit breaks it, looking to continue on. Of course, that maneuver is quite difficult to hold for a long period of time. It involves you squatting. It can put some pressure on your back and your legs at the same time. So when you feel like you've done enough damage, you can sort of switch around and go a different way, I suppose. As Benoit stalking Guerrero, takes him up into a scoop, but Guerrero able to break free. Nice strike there by Benoit, and Guerrero catches him with a right hand in the guts. Guerrero now taking Benoit up on the shoulders into a crucifix sit-out powerbomb. Wow. Ibushi bomb. And now Guerrero is heading up top. Is he feeling froggy now? He is feeling froggy, and he lands the frog splash on Chris Benoit. There's the pin for the 1, 2, and no. Only a 2 count. Wow. Benoit kicking out of the frog splash. Well, that calls for me to open another beer, I think. Has Guerrero got another frog splash in the locker? No. He's waiting for Benoit to get back up to his feet before landing the missile drop kick. Guerrero going very high risk now. Guerrero ducks underneath into the drop kick. And Guerrero is really taking control of this match now. Gets caught with a jawbreaker by Chris Benoit. Guerrero ducks underneath the clothesline, looking for the step up into Guri. Misses it. Benoit clotheslines Guerrero to the outside. Guerrero dropping Benoit gut first on the apron. Nice reverse DDT by Eddie on the outside as well. Now getting back in the ring. I'm not quite sure Eddie would appreciate a count-out victory here, but a win's a win, I suppose. As Benoit might struggle to get back in the ring here. That's a 9, but he does get back in just in time and then catches Guerrero straight away from behind in with the belly-to-back slam. Pin here by Benoit, only a 2 count. Benoit now with the backdrop again, another big backdrop. Then in with a German suplex. Pin by Benoit on Guerrero. Will this be enough? No, not quite. Guerrero slapped to the arm. Now taking Benoit up again on the shoulders. Wow, into the gory special? Is that gory special? I'm not sure, to be honest. I think that's what it is. As now he goes in with that lasso from El Paso, is that? He's got the tap out. Wow. Guerrero just made Benoit tap. Wow. That is big. Benoit taps out to Eddie Guerrero. I mean, if we saw anybody winning this by a submission, it would have been Benoit, not losing by submission. There we go. That just shows how well these two know each other. It took something really from the deep parts of the playbook of Eddie Guerrero to catch out Benoit and get the victory here. The frog splash wasn't enough. The crippler crossface from Benoit wasn't enough. And eventually the lasso from El Paso by Guerrero was enough to secure the victory here against Chris Benoit. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section down below about the use of Benoit and what you think. I mean, everyone's going to have their own sort of thoughts and everything about it, but that's my honest opinion that I said to you earlier on. I don't feel... it's tricky, I know. It's so tricky because it's, like I said, the person who committed those heinous things, I don't believe was the same person we enjoyed watching in the ring, and we can't defend him. But at the same time, I do want to recognise just the ability he had in the ring. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. Is it, do you believe it's wrong for me to be using Benoit, or are you happy to see some of his ability in these shows? It's up to you, I suppose. Anyway, that's it from night number 2 of this Legends Never Die. I'll see you again tomorrow night for our final part, where we're going to have a 30-man rumble. Pillman versus Owen Hart and Bruiser Brody versus Brody Lee. Big good times. Good night.